Yo, what is going on, guys? In today's video, we're going to be talking all about the brand new champion coming to the game, Kabam original character, Purgatory. So this character is really cool. It's basically Morningstar, but this Morningstar killed Guillotine and took her sword. And she looks just so cool, man. Really love the way that she looks. So she's kind of crazy, kind of weird. We're gonna go over a couple of her abilities, and then we're gonna dive into Abyss, and I'm gonna show you guys my favorite thing, one of my favorite things about her. So she's got a lot of weird stuff going on, and a weird mechanic where she can gain souls from different classes, every class except for Science, and her signature ability enhances these effects essentially. All her basic attacks are energy based. She's immune to Incinerate, not Bleed. But there is a very cool synergy to get Bleed immunity for dimensional beings. So Magic can actually get Bleed immunity. That's really cool. That makes Magic even better with Suicides. But yeah, so she has her base combat power rate decreased by 40%. But that's fine. Honestly, she'd be kind of broken if she didn't. And yeah, so she has this mechanic called Bloodthirst, where it's whenever you get attacked, you parry, you get it. You get a little bit of power gain with it. And then once you build it up to 100, you go into Demonic Rampage, which gives you additional attack rating. If you use 2 mediums, you can drain your power and get an Incinerate on the opponent. And then special attacks, you can get a Fury buff if you activate it with the Demonic Rampage up. And then special 1, you can get 25 Bloodthirst real quick, so you get some nice power gain, and also get a quarter of the way to getting that Demonic Rampage. You can also get some regen on the special 1. Special 2, you can get some degen damage and some unblockability if you're in the Demonic Rampage. And then the special 3, this is what I really want to focus on, and what really caught my attention. So there's two factors in it, and the first factor is gain a non-stacking power gain buff granting 100% of max power. So when I read that first line, I was like, what? 100%, dude, you can loop special 3s. But then I read, I'm like, oh, over 35 seconds. Okay, that's not nearly as good as I was thinking, but that's still pretty good. That's a lot of power gain. And then the next part here, if the opponent's soul is captured, this attack deals 4% of their max health and direct damage. Now, this was like, oh, that's kind of like Guillotine, executing kind of type of deal. Then I was thinking, I'm like, 4% is not a lot, but like, wait. In Abyss and in Labyrinth, 4%, that's a lot of health, on these million health pool opponents. And I was like, wait, can this bypass the damage cap? So I went and tested it. And unfortunately, it cannot bypass the damage cap, but it can do the damage cap, which is 50k in Labyrinth and 85k in Abyss. So every L3 is doing the damage cap. It's insane. And then you can also get the class soul abilities. So how you get it is as Purgatory gains power, the Bloodline Sword steadily steals the opponent's soul from their body. Gain 1 soul shard when filling a bar of power, 2 when fighting as a defender, and that 9 chart. So you basically have to fill 9 bars of power. Then she captured the opponent's soul, inflicting an indefinite passive neutralize that reduces buff ability actually by minus 65%. And I think the Awakened ability also gives you another way to get a soul. Yeah, so when winning the fight during Demonic Rampage or with a special attack, you instantly capture the opponent's soul. So that's how you capture the soul. And then winning the fight after capturing their soul also permanently activates their class soul ability for the next 2 fights against all classes. So if you capture the soul of a Mystic champion, and that gives you, when the opponent activates a special attack, passively generate 60% of damage taken from blocked hits for 6 seconds. Let's say you steal a soul from a Mystic champion, you're going to get that effect on the next fight that you do for the next 2 fights, regardless of the class that you're fighting. So if you steal the Mystic Soul, then you fight a Cosmic Champion, you still get that regeneration, which is really nice. When I first read through, I thought it was only against those class matchups, but that's not the case. So yeah, that's the Mystic one, kind of like a Sorcerer Supreme type deal. The Cosmic one is a Nullify. Whenever you fill a bar of power, you nullify 1 buff off the opponent, and if you do nullify a buff, you get an unblockable buff yourself for 2 seconds. Tech, whenever you fill a bar of power, you inflict a Armor Break debuff. Mutant, the Mutant one's the kind of the coolest one, which is when the opponent activates a special attack, power steals 66% of their remaining power, gaining 100% of the power stolen. So this one's really weird and useful, and you're going to see it come into play in the Abyss. And then the Skill Soul is when a damage over time debuff on the opponent expires, or is purified, or fails to apply due to an immunity. You inflict a slow passive. It's cool because it's a passive, reducing unstoppable and evade ability action by 100%. and it won't trigger its natural class disadvantage or natural class advantage. And then the Science Soul, their souls are tainted, so you can't steal them. All right, so she's got some cool stuff. Now we're gonna jump into the Abyss, and I'm gonna show you guys what I'm really talking about here. So let's go ahead and dive in, and you guys are gonna see here. We're going to take on Abyss Medusa, who has over 2 million health. The only downside to this is it's slow. There's a lot of special 3 animations, and that's what's slowing it down. So you see I have Mystic Dispersion all maxed out. I'm going to also go ahead and throw on a health boost, just to, give myself a little bit more health to play around with. And then we're going to jump in. So this is a 6-star rank 3 Purgatory, but it shouldn't matter. A 5-star... 5-star, 6-star, the damage cap is the exact same, so it really shouldn't matter. I'm just using the 6-star rank 3 mainly for the extra health pool, the big health pool, essentially. But yeah, so I had to put it to times 2 speed just because it's a bit of a long fight, and it's really just the L3, man. The L3s, there's so many L3s that you do, and the animation's kind of long, so that's what really slowed it down. So what's going on so far at the start of the fight? You might be thinking, like, that's 2 special 3s, you only did 2%, like, what's going on? It's because we haven't captured her soul yet. So far we filled up 8 bars of power, boom, right there, that's our 9th bar of power, which means her soul is now captured, and we now gain the ability to deal 4% of her health on our special 3. So now, watch this special 3, we're going to go ahead and use it. She's at 94%, we stab her, boom, 4% of her health, 85,000 damage, gone. 85k, bro. Boom, 1 special 3, 85k. And we're going to keep on throwing special 3s, and we're also going to get back to those special 3s insanely fast for a couple of different reasons. Reason number 1 is the special 3 gives us that power gain effect. Remember, you get 100% of your power through that power gain effect, but it's over 35 seconds. It's a very slow power gain, but that's a lot of power. So what you can do in Abyss, is just kind of slow play it, which you'll see me do throughout the fight. Just kind of one hit, just so you're not losing charges to face me coward, and just slowly let that power do its thing. So that's one reason why we're getting power back to the special 3 so quickly. Another reason is because of her power gain with the whole blood thirst mechanic, where you see when we parry and when we do hits, we get the little passive power gain things. That's the bloodthirst charges that we're gaining by attacking and parrying, and that's giving us a little bit of our power. And then also another big one is Mystic Dispersion. If you saw, I flash my masteries real quick. We're running 5 out of 5 in Mystic Dispersion, and now that we have that Cosmic Soul, every time we cross that 1 bar of power threshold, we nullify any buffs that Medusa has. And she's gaining her Fury buffs, so we're taking one of those Fury buffs, we're nullifying it, we're getting an unblockable buff, and we're also getting that Mystic Dispersion power gain. Now, there is another way that we're also getting power, which I'm not doing perfectly at the start here. I realized more towards the second half of the fight that I could be doing a lot better, which is the Mystic Soul. So I also have the Mutant Soul. So we're going to talk about those 2 souls because they're also helping with the power gain. But let's first touch upon the Mystic Soul. So the Mystic Soul I have for all of Abyss. It's never going to go away because I brought along Guillotine, which is another one of Purgatory synergies, which just basically gives you the Mystic Soul permanently for the quest, as long as you have Guillotine on the team. And what I'm thinking about the wrong soul here. No, the Mystic one is just the regen. I'm thinking about the Mutant Soul. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. So yeah, we got the Mystic Soul. That's why we're getting the regen on block. But the Mutant Soul is what's helping us with the power gain. Sorry, I got confused for a second there. So I killed Omega Red. I just kind of finished him off with her to capture that Mutant Soul. And so that one is really cool. So we're stealing her power. Once she throws it, we kind of steal what she has left. So that one, I was kind of doing it wrong. I was just thinking in my head, the more power she has, the more we should be stealing. But that's not the case. It's the more power she has left over. So, I was pushing her to special 2s, thinking, you know, oh, I'm gonna steal more power. But what you want to do is what I did right there, you know, get her to like a 1 bar of power and just super close to the 2nd bar, and then we steal all that extra power that she has, and that's a lot. And so I was kind of starting to get into this rhythm where she'd throw a special, I'd steal power, I'd get pushed above 1 bar of power, which would then nullify her Fury buff, which would then give me Mystic Dispersion, which would then push me above another bar of power, which would then nullify another Fury buff, which then would give me more Mystic Dispersion power, which then I would parry, do like a couple hits, and then boom, back to another special 3. So I was just getting to these special 3s so quickly. Once I got into the correct cycle, I figured, I was like, oh my god, I could be, this could be even better. So that's I was starting to get into that rhythm towards the end here. And you actually don't want it to auto block, because then, you know, the buffs are just gone, and then you can't nullify them to get that Mystic Dispersion power. So yeah, she's definitely not the fastest, but a lot of potential, hitting that damage cap on every special 3, and you know, like I said, if you have that Mutant Soul, she can be really good for these cosmic fights, man. It's pretty crazy, and on other fights like Hyperion, or, you know, Venom the Duck, where there's, you know, always constantly buffs that are going to be triggered. Yeah, she just has some real potential. I don't know about Venom the Duck, because there's so many buffs. She doesn't nullify that many. But on a fight like Hyperion, that could be pretty good, because you just, you know, constantly have that 1 buff that you keep on nullifying. And the Champion, I think she could be pretty good against him too. Problem is, those fights were just a lot deeper. In Abyss, it took me like, I don't know, like an hour to get to Medusa. And I was doing it already kind of late. It's already 1 a.m. I'm trying to go to bed earlier. I'm trying to wake up earlier, which is hard for me, because, you know, normally I go to bed like earliest like 4 a.m. You know, sometimes 4, 5, 6, 7 a.m. and I wake up anywhere from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. sometimes. Like it varies. I want to get like, go to bed like before 3 a.m. and then wake up like 10, 11 a.m. That'd be good, you know. But yeah, so I didn't want to go too deep into the Abyss, because I don't want to stay up all night, and I still have to like make the video, which I'm doing right now. But as you can see, Medusa, we still have 60 of the Abyssal charges left. You know, you can really just slow down your combo, conserve those charges, and like I said, a 5-star should be able to do pretty much the exact same thing here, because it's the damage cap. You know, it's 4% is 4%. It doesn't matter if it's a 5 or 6-star champ, unless the 5-star doesn't do 4% on the L3, which I could be the case. I'm not 100% sure on that. But yeah, she evades right here, but then I think we get the unblockable buff, and we finish her off. So she goes down 281 hits, man. That fight was it took a while. It was about a 16-minute fight, but yeah, you guys saw it on ×2 speed. But yeah, it was a good solo. I don't know if I've ever soloed Medusa with a different Mystic Champion. I don't think I have. Doom would just, you know, he'd run out of charges when I'd be using him as a 5-star at least. But yeah, she did a great job. Like, once you really get into that special 3 loop, man, it's pretty nasty. So yeah, that had me really excited. And then, you know, we had to do the Captain Marvel movie. You know, I mean, a 2-star Purgatory could do this fight probably. The 2-star Mystic Champions have done this fight. So 6-star rank 3 definitely better be able to. And yeah, it's just, Mystic Champs are just ridiculous against Captain Marvel movie. And here she takes 85k damage. She gets touched by them. So that's 1% of her health or whatever. So yeah, it's pretty nutty. But yeah, outside of like this type of content, I definitely think she still has, so I'm getting beat up here, some uses. It's so weird seeing, I feel like I'm watching slow motion now, because it was on ×2 before this is regular. But she definitely has some potential with the whole soul building, and it, you know, it makes you think more, you know, when you're in a quest and you like you gotta plan out, all right, I'm gonna use Purgatory for like this fight, gain these souls, and then save her with those souls maybe for this fight. Like, you know, I like that. It adds more depth to the game that you can plan. So, you know, it just brings some more cool stuff to the table. She's also just really fun. She's like, she has that Morningstar vibe. She's like a perfect mixture of like Morningstar and Guillotine, which is essentially what she is. And it feels so good, like a demon version, and it's just, it feels so cool, very seamless to play as well. Amazing animations as always, man. Kabam's animation team is phenomenal, you know, they're absolutely phenomenal. It's pretty crazy. You actually see like their arts in like other stuff, like other Marvel stuff. Like I saw someone did an edit for like someone was talking about like a Fast and the Furious movie crossover with Jurassic Park or something, and then I think Boss Logic made like a big post with all kinds of stuff, had like Goku in it and all kinds of other stuff, and there was MCOC's Cyclops in there as well, like, because their art is just, it's so good, man. It's everywhere. People use their art for all kinds of stuff. I think Vision was used for like WandaVision art or something. Their art's everywhere, man. But yeah, I should stop ranting, get back to Purgatory. She's pretty cool. There's the Abyss gameplay. Let me know what you guys think of her down in the comment section below. I'm sure a lot of other YouTubers are going to cover Purgatory in other areas of the game. I just kind of wanted to focus on her special 3 4% damage ability. I thought it could be pretty cool in-game content. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to make this video and show you guys all that. But that's going to do it. If you guys did enjoy, do drop a like. I appreciate it. You know, going into Abyss kind of does take some time. It's kind of annoying. But yeah, that's going to do it. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out.